Okay, in the first part of the beginning balances demo, we set up the shell of the company and we went through some of the income and expense accounts, although we have yet to alter their name, add the account number, etc. And we have some assets and liabilities, owner's equity accounts to put in there along with their beginning balances. We did add a vendor during our setup for Northeastern Publishing, and we did tell it that our beginning balance that we owe them is $1,000. We still need to go in and put in extra information that this is from December 27th and that it's invoice number 184. So we can go into vendors. Now the only vendor I have is Northeast Publishing. In the previous video, we double-clicked on that and got back into fully setting up the vendor. Okay, now we can go into that old invoice. We can, since this is the Northeastern Publishing area, we can click on Manage Transactions and go to Bills. Then we want to arrow back and we want to get to where we see this bill that says opening balance on it and the $1,000. Okay, we want to make sure that the date is in there, December 27th. That was the date that we had put in. But we want to make sure that's correct, and we want to put the reference number as the invoice number, which we said was account 184. We want to put in the terms, which is 210 net 30. That gives us the date, the last date that we can pay that when it's due. Now, also down here in the account, it's put it under uncategorized expenses, meaning it doesn't know what it is. So we're going to put it in as inventory, okay, for that $1,000. Okay, and now we're going to say save and close. This box asks us, do we want to keep these same terms? And yes, we do. Okay. Now, we can go ahead and we should just double check and see. Go under vendors and payables and down to vendor balance summary. And it should show the Northeast Publishing. And we can show we didn't want the, I'm sorry. We want the vendor balance detail, not just the summary, just shows us the balance. So let's go back in here and go to vendor balance. Oh, I did it again. Okay, reports, vendor and payable, down to vendor balance detail. Okay, now it shows these extra bills in here. If you double click on that, and that is from me getting in, saying I wanted to look at bills before. I didn't do anything, I didn't add anything, but we can zero that out. Okay. And here's another one of those. You can see it's a zero amount, but we want to clean this up. Double click on that and delete that. And yes, we want to delete it. Okay, So now there's only one in there for $1,000, okay? And we can double click on that, bring it up, make sure everything's the way we want, and then we can say save and close, and everything is good, okay? All right, so now we need to start in on our chart of accounts. Okay, so we have our chart of accounts button over here. And here are our chart of accounts. And we need to go through each one and put in the account number. And if you need to put in an opening balance, now for us, when we set up the account, we had put in the opening balance. If you hadn't already done that, here's a place where you can put in the checking account opening balance. Okay, and you can see it shows the balance total that we already put in. Okay, inventory. Oops. Inventory, I'm sorry, we got to go down to account and edit. And inventory is account number 112. And furniture and fixture. Oh, I did it again. Okay, furniture and fixture. Edit account. And that is 180. And we do need to put the opening balance in. And we look at our Word document, and that is 12,000. And that is as of, you have to put it on the last day of the month before you're actually starting. So this is as of December 31st of the previous year, because we're going to start transactions on January 1st. Okay, there's accumulated depreciation. We highlight that. We edit account. That's 181. And we enter our opening balance. And that we can see is 2,500. Remember that accumulated depreciation is a contra asset. Therefore, it has an opposite balance. We have to put a minus sign in there. Minus 2,500. And again, that's going to be as of December 31st. The contra accounts have an opposite balance. They have to have a minus sign so that QuickBooks knows. The security deposit accounts. Some accounts QuickBooks won't let you delete. I think, okay, so it let us delete that one. Okay, we don't need that one. Okay. Now notice it gave us an accounts payable. We didn't put that in there. It gave it to us. We still need to edit. And that's account 202. Oops. 202. Notice there's no way for you to put in a beginning balance because you had to put in the vendors and do what we did with Northeastern Publishing. here's the sales tax payable. The minute that we said that we're a retail place, it set up sales taxes because typically you're going to have sales taxes. So we're and we have a sales tax account in our chart of accounts. And it doesn't have any balance in it. Okay. The opening balance equity, you can leave that be. There's a balance in it right now because we're not done. But once we get done, we want that to be 0. Okay, the owner's draw. We'll go in and edit that. And we'll say MF, comma, and drawing, and that was 302, and that had, does that have an opening balance? Okay, the drawing account, no, does not have, because it would have been closed at the end of the fiscal year. The capital account is going to have an amount in it. Okay. Okay, the owner's equity. And that's what we're going to put in for the capital account. That's 301. MF, comma, capital. And that has an opening balance, which is 37,800. And again, that's December 31st. Here's our sales. And that's account 104. This is the sales account that QuickBooks put in for us. And here's that merchandise sales, which we're going to use. That'll be 402, which we're going to use that as the consignment sale. So we have some books in Project 2 maybe that are sold as consignment. Okay. Okay, this cost of goods sold, we don't need this. That is an account if we had a perpetual inventory system. So we're going to delete that. Okay. Now the rest of these that say cost of goods sold, we're going to use those for all those purchases related accounts. And I will get into those in the next demo